Feel my sister, feel the breeze of time, floating deep in dreams where dimensions rhyme. Your essence sparkles like the stars above. In every heartbeat I can feel your love. Your spirit guides my way, with power from the earth to sway. Your essence makes us free in every song we sing. With the Ozark room, let the healing begin. In a dance of light, where spirits flutter by, we lift our hearts together like eagles in the sky. Supernatural journeys through the cosmic night, channeling the strength, illuminating light. The whispered tales of our bonds, so divine. 20 years in a dream, forever intertwined. Warriors with wisdom deep and true. Your essence makes us free in every song we sing. With the Ozark room, let the healing begin. In a dance of light, where spirits flutter by, we lift our hearts together like eagles in the sky. So bless this moment, let the rhythms flow. Dear sister, let your essence glow.
Say you will, give me one more chance. If I can't get you to dance, remember, recover, return. Every one of our brothers and sisters who love the VRIL mother, who, if I know her at all, she wants to get you to dance. So say you will one more time. Because the VRIL mama perceives reality through her individual art, which is dance. The religion of Maria Orsic, the religion of Amor, the religion of eternal true love is a dance, as is life, death, and everything in between. So together, if you have received anything from the podcast Maria Orsic's Ritual, then together let's give thanks and praise to the beautiful VRIL mother who was dressed in the ritual Saturday night, actually Sunday morning, beginning at 3 a.m. And you're all welcomed to join us. Focus on the eyes of Mary. Mother Mary. She is our God. Right? Because if we've come this far, we're not going to take someone else's opinion. Right? That's why I'm not trying to teach you. I'm just speaking what mother wants me to speak, because she, like she said, this is the funnest way to do it. And she guarantees me, because of Lucifer, Allah, Shija, Odin, Wotan, I cannot make mistakes. She said, you're our clock. You tick according to our time. So we laugh at those who belittle us, challenge us. Just brother the sister. I'm doing the best I can to remember, recover, and return. And at the same time, I don't want to seem... I am just speaking for Maria, representing her, so I don't want to show you how confident I am in her and her abilities. She is the goddess of the Missouri River, which, over here in America, we don't know anything about rivers or what they represent. We don't know anything about invisible rivers like the Saraswati, right? The swastika. But a river goddess is the goddess of all the animals that live off of her, off the plants she fertilizes, drink from her, ever, 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 ever flowing fountain of fresh water. And living water, right? And if you follow my story, you will know and understand that Maria invented the modern UFO. There was never an anti-gravitational UFO flying machine since the Giants and the end of the Giants, which was the end of anti-gravitational flying machines, until our mother. And how she did that, she carefully guided me through, I would say at least, let's see, that was, I believe it was year 3 or 4, around there. So, at least 100 and something rituals in, after like 50 something is when she revealed to me, my name is Maria Orsic. I lived on the first time Earth in Vienna, Austria during World War II. And after a year of following the Missouri River Goddess, I couldn't believe it. She sure didn't seem like a regular person to me. But in reality, I didn't know the human potential for magic and what magic was. And I feel like every time I say the word, I must define it. And it's a simple definition. There's no trick to magic. There's discipline and hard work, right? magic is the manipulation of natural, eternal, existing, already existing, before, after, and forever, and presently, VRIL energy, which creates in your sight appetite, the will to live, and libido, which Maria always says, Leo, be the dough. I'm like, wow. No. Lioness, Heil. Yeah. And she began to tell me her life story while telling me, and this was 2012, right before 2013. It was right around her birthday, which I didn't know was her birthday at the time, because I didn't know she was Maria Orsic. And as she said, all the way back then, I want you to, she was like, I'm going to teach you patience, child, because this art project is going to take many, many, many years. I said, art project? And I swear I thought, she's going to make me dance. Like a whole choreographed, hour-long dance. And I thought, that'd be cool, though. It'd be something different for me. And I've come to truly love dancing. Whether it's just shamanic movement to create energy, or the things Maria does. Incredible. Either way, I've come to very much be part of my life, and it is no longer a joke. But I think it was, in the story of her life, she said, first, I want you to do a podcast. And this was 2012, there wasn't many, or there was a lot, but it wasn't as big as today. And I was like, wow, great idea. Like, I could weekly, tell them what you're telling me. And she smiled and said, yeah, it's not that easy, though. She's like, because, Joe, you have to actually learn and experience what I'm saying. And it kind of struck fear in my heart of like, oh my God, they'll kill you for this they'll put you in jail for this information. But I was naive in 2012. And she said, the main focus is to write the story of my life and set the record straight as my spokesman and as my child who has been meeting with me for over a year face to face without knowing who I was. She said, it's very important to me. Do you swear to do it? Do you vow to me that you won't give up? And of course I swore. And I'm trying. I'm trying. It's hard to... It's like riding on a ship in a ocean storm of, 30-foot swells. But she's teaching me to calm the waters, because she is the water goddess. And leading up to doing all this, I used to keep a book where I would write my dreams down next to my bed. I'd wake up and write them down. I remember telling my friend, I have literally had like 12 dreams in a row dealing with water. Like every one is centered around water, like this one. And funny, her mind is leading me to do this. Like this one, I had a friend, and this is when I was a Christian. I had this dream. I had a friend who she really wanted to know the truth about Jesus. We were, quote, praying for her. And really trying. I really believed in only if God is real, he's supernatural. So I only believed. And that's how I got out of Christianity, because I was like, this isn't real. The supernatural aspect of it, I started to recognize. This is not an all-powerful God. This is not what they're saying. And then I remembered my experience of really calling out to, quote, God, not Jesus, but God, and knowing, as I was calling out in my vision, in the desert, at the cliff, knowing there's nothing fucking there. There's no one hears me. And it took me 20 years to realize no one hears me but me. There's another me. So, write her life story, the life story of Maria Orsic. And the first thing she said to me is, at 12 years old, I was so good at remembering. I remembered my birth without my parents telling me. I went to them and said, Father said over me when I was born, she shall be powerful, beautiful, and famous, and blew tobacco smoke in my face, didn't he, Mom? And she said, child, you truly are magic, Maria. How do you know these things? That was the moment you were born. That was the moment you were born. My mother said to me, how do you remember the moment you were born? And I said to her, remembering's my religion. And she said, I used to say to her, and I'm not going to tell you who my gods are. The great Maria, powerful, beautiful, and famous. Like she said, funny, the three things if you dare try to be them, you suck. She said, you notice rich wasn't part of it? Nope. Yeah, she's very non-materialistic. She's very thoughtful and funny. Funniest person I've ever met. Ever. On earth, dreams, vision, whatever. Mushroom rituals. Funniest woman. And like she said, but It's only funny to you because it's our small world. So, the path to the UFO was the path of the Amanita muscaria. And the river of water was her own urine. That was spoken to her directly from Lucifer. She was drinking different mushroom teas at 12 years old. She said, I literally was amateur shaman. And she said, my favorite was the Amanita. And she said, I was getting these from all over my little village, and making up reasons for wanting them. Going to herbalists, doctors, and asking them, do you have any of these? Can I buy some of these? These are the best medicine for me. She said, I would lie sometimes and say, I'm sick, I need these. And she said, there were many other mushrooms I tried, many cactuses I tried. She said, I even tried some, well, this was later when she was older. Her and Sigrun tried some synthetic drug, synthetic psychedelic hallucinogen, not LSD. Like she said, that was not invented yet. Man had not made that yet, but something similar to it. And she said that's when we experientially learned that plants are people too, and plants are kind. And for the most part, 95% of all people are untrustworthy, meaning they will adapt to what benefits them most in the moment. They're the ultimate relativists, They're the ultimate chameleons, adapting to others' inner code. And only 5% of 100 billion souls actually live. Not saying they're perfect, but live by a code within themselves that doesn't take in the outside. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant what is going on outside. They live by the code because the breaking of the code is the breaking of happiness. And we truly call our people by saying our purpose is to know ourselves by enjoying ourselves forever. And that's not word magic. That's literal. That your true self is enough. It took me a while to learn that. And it took me going backwards through my whole life. I started, this was like, there would be like different parts of each ritual. The first part was like visitations with people who died, visits with the true self. And then there was, after things would kind of settle in, I would start to see my own life from that moment that it started believe this was the second ritual. It started going backwards and explaining me, my true self, Maria Orsic helping me, started just guiding me backwards from that moment to each relevant event that had shaped me into who I was that moment. And many, many, many 100 times she said to me, this is the only way to change the matrix, change the simulation, change the technology. You think you're dealing with emotions and people, but you're dealing with technology and yourself. You're dealing with yourself restricting the avatar with technology. You cannot blame anyone else. Ultimately, if you've been done wrong, you will be rewarded and they will pay. That's not what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. And that is why I had to go back. And you do too. You have to remember, recover, and return. And you'll see that the Crowleyite masters took your VRIL. They altered your attitude towards love making love. And that altered the avatar to repeat itself over and over until it learns it to what? Become who you were. When? The moment before you entered the matrix by coming out of your mother's womb. And I went back each week for, I think it was 2 years. For real. That's how many, major events you have. And you have to understand each one. And you have to be open-minded and teachable that maybe you aren't perfect and maybe you were at fault in some things. But what is very important is to understand what happened in each situation and to understand what happened in each situation in your own life. You have to understand the total context, which is also the thoughts and intentions of the others involved in the situation. Because all good people have a tendency to blame themselves without the data about what their intentions were, what their thoughts were, and perhaps even who may have been using those people to bring about the situation, how the whole situation was choreographed by a magician and choreographed to make you think you were at fault. You're dealing with true evil geniuses. They're the ones who are bringing Venusian, technology into the matrix. And Maria and I started to watch Trump in like COVID, during the COVID years. And for many, many, many years before I ever, people wouldn't believe me, but it's the absolute truth. I never, ever heard Barack Obama speak, and I never, ever heard Ronald McDonald Clown Face speak until COVID started and Maria Orsic told me to start listening. That the Process Church magic was on, and this was the fight for the life of America, which was lost. You know, if you're fighting for America, stop. 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 There is none. That's why it's changing. That's why Ronald McDonald, Idiocracy, is president. The clown dances to the village people, of course. The road to the UFO is first backwards. Like Maria, I went all the way back to my birth. I truly out of body in my mother's womb. And, you know, let me be real and say, I did not fucking like it. It was not something I want to experience again. And like Maria said, because, Joe, you came out of the womb with 1,000,000 guns to your head, 1,000,000 arrows pointed at your heart because of me, your mother. The road was in union with the mushroom. The Amanita mushroom was from ancient times in union with Lucifer. Big Lou. Alalu Shiva. Alalu, the Allah Father. Allah Father Odin, we love you. And the road, as she would have me say, was not walked alone and could not be walked alone. She said, when I first met with Lou, it was like and she's like, not in a perverse way, in the realest way, Joe. He was my brother, my father, and my husband. He's my true husband. And she said, and you may say, given to him by Queen Donna, our mother, the fountain of VRIL, the original dancer, the dancer on the heart of Shiva, the warrioress, from the beautiful to the warrioress, Queen Donna. And as you go back in your life, you will see where for lack of better words, the curses began, right? And what I mean specifically about that is where your attitude towards sex and the the orgasm, because you don't know, this language, but the magic is to alter your original attitude, because that will shift your whole world off. That will put the whole trajectory off, and you will end up far, far from the bull's eye, the eye of Taurus, the eye of the sage of Taurus. Tarry with us. Stay with us, Queen Donna. And because of the life story of Maria Orsic is why she became the mother goddess. So that was just a preview. Peace, love, and light to you, brothers and sisters. With you, always. May the VRIL be with you. Remember, recover, and return.